Yes. Hello my dear students. I welcome you to NEET World. So in this session, we will be discussing EAPCET response sheet. See, we all know we are done with TS EAPCET, right? Now, I have brought one response sheet of it and we are going to discuss key paper for that particular response sheet. I mean the question paper we have collected. For that we will be discussing the questions and answer of those questions. Okay. And here I wanted to tell you that, so we will be starting with chemistry first, then next zoology, then next botany here we will be discussing. And now look here. So this session will be more benefited for those students who are attempting AP EAPCET. Okay. We know the AP EAPCET dates are announced, that those exams are on 19th and 20, and also for engineering it will be on 21 to 27, right? So these are the exams of AP EAPCET, right? So for these students who are seriously preparing for these exams, definitely these sessions are helpful for you. So do not skip and you can watch it completely and you can share with your friends. Okay. So without wasting our time, we will start this session. And see, so just to give some boost for us, so you just click on the like button before you start the session. Okay. So just click on the like button and you can watch the session with more comfortable. Okay, that will boost us. Okay, and also those who are also attempting other state level entrance exams like COMED K here, so these exams also, for these exams also these sessions will be helpful. Okay, so now regarding the chemistry paper, chemistry part, so I felt that paper is not so easy. This is, I definitely say it is medium level to hard only as per the question to time ratio. So we have only around 60-minute plus, I mean 1 minute 20 seconds are there for each question according to the paper number of questions and time for 3 hours of time. So as per that we have 1 minute 20 seconds, right? So as per that, whatever the questions given here, so really it is feeling us to take too much time to solve the questions. So it means the question paper is not so easy here. It is, I can say it is medium to difficult level only when it comes to chemistry part. Okay. So now those who attempted this paper might be feeling that they haven't performed well, but you know guys, so this will be same for all the students who attempted this paper. Okay, so the story is repeating same for both EAPCET and NEET exam also. Exams are becoming so hard, papers are becoming so hard, or papers are becoming so lengthy. So it means we require more practice, more time management, more proper approach towards our preparation. Okay, so always it is better to prepare with some little more harder level than the normal usual level, so that we can overcome this kind of situation like yesterday's NEET, today's, I mean day before yesterday's EAPCET. All these exams are giving us one good lesson that we need to be a front, we need to be a little faster than the others, a little advanced than the others, so that we can win the race, right? So we need to work hard with more effectiveness and choosing very effective preparation, not just a namesake preparation. Okay, I hope these are the lessons we should learn from these papers, like these exams. Okay, so let's start our discussion. The first question is from chemical kinetics. Okay, so what is that question saying? So A is a reactant. So A is a reactant giving product P. Okay, it is a zero order reaction, they are saying, at 300 degrees Celsius. This reaction was started with A. So at time T0, at beginning of this reaction, so what is the concentration of A? It is 0.5 mole per liter. So after some time T, 100 seconds, the concentration of A is found to be 0.05. Okay, so what is the rate constant? What is the rate constant for this reaction, they are saying? So how can we write rate equation for zero order reaction? Rate is directly proportional to concentration of A. So this is how we will be writing the rate equation first. And now since they told it is zero order, so power is what? 0 here. Okay, now I can write, by removing this proportionality, I can write rate equals to rate constant of zero order reaction into A power 0. Like this we can write. Now what here R represents? It is representing rate of reaction. So how can we write a rate of reaction? So rate of a reaction is given as decrease, change in concentration with the time. So I can write dA by dt So this is how we can write rate equation, dA by dt. Since it is a reactant, so reactant concentration increasing. See, at initially we have 0.5, after some time 100 seconds it is getting reduced to 0.05. It means concentration is decreased now, so we need to use a symbol negative. So this is what equation for rate of a reaction. Now in terms of products, how can we write? See, product is forming during this reaction now, so plus dP by dt plus dP by dt. So it means increase in concentration with respect to time. So this is how we need to write. I hope up to here it is clear. So why negative and why positive signs? The reactant concentration decreases, that's why it is negative. Products concentration increases, that's why it is positive. I hope it is clear. Now something power 0, it will be 1. So I can say now rate equals to K naught into 1. So I can write in terms of, in this place of R, I can write A. So I mean dA by dt. So with that, so what I can say, final concentration minus initial concentration, dA, change in concentration how much? Finally how much it is? 0.05, and initially this much. So by placing that, so we can get 0.5 minus 0.05. So now here in the denominator I am writing what is the final temperature, final volume time we have 100 seconds, okay, minus initial it is 0. So this is what R value, okay. So R equals to what? K naught, okay. So finally what we got? So from here, so 0.5 minus 0.05 I can write 0.45 by 100, okay. So like this we can write, which is equals to K naught, okay. We can write in this form, and now this can be written as, look here, I can write, I am writing it as 4.5 into 10 power minus 3, or you can write 45 into 10 power minus 4. But as per the options, if you look, the first option is 4.5 into 10 power minus 3. So you can go with option number 1. So this is what the final answer. I hope it is clear. So this is a very basic questions only from chemical kinetics, okay. So I hope everything is clear, my voice and everything, video, audio, everything is clear, right? So you can write in the comment box or chat box whatever you felt during this session, so that it will be more interactive, okay. Now the next thing is, here we have, which are the following set of oxides are not correctly matched. So what are the which oxides are not correctly matched here? See, here we know oxides of like p block elements, if we say these are what 14th group elements na, carbon, silicon, germanium, okay. So germanium, tin, lead, these are the elements of 14th group elements. Now here, see, now here we have like lead oxide, tin oxide, these are there now. So now whenever these elements are in their maximum oxidation state, for example CO2 is the carbon dioxide, here plus 4 is the maximum oxidation state for 14th group elements. Now whenever we have elements, these elements within their maximum oxidation state, generally they will be having acidic nature, okay. So it means first two are correct only, I mean they are asking about not correctly matched, it is correctly matched. So like that if we go on, so here, so this last option is there now. For this, these are amphoteric, but they have mentioned it as neutral. So therefore which option is incorrectly matched? That is option number 4 is incorrectly matched, that you have to choose. So because they are asking not correctly matched or incorrectly matched, so it is 4th option, that's it, okay. Then next, benzene undergoes electrophilic substitution reaction, undergoes electrophilic substitution with excess chlorine in presence of anhydrous AlCl3. Yes, we will be seeing now, this is aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction. We will be studying all these things with the Friedel-Crafts alkylation, acylation reactions now. So there we will be using AlCl3, this is anhydrous. So from this we will be getting a Cl plus, which is electrophile here. So that will be substituted on the benzene ring in the place of any of this hydrogen. Now hydrogen is replaced by this Cl plus. So H plus goes out, Cl plus comes in. So this is the product. So this is correct only, statement 1 is correct, okay. Now what about statement 2? Benzene undergoes electrophilic substitution reaction with chlorine in presence of UV light. So whenever we are taking benzene, okay, with chlorine in presence of sunlight, UV light or sunlight, so what happens here? So these pi bonded electrons are there in the benzene ring. So So these pi electrons are there now. So these pi electrons will be undergoes addition reactions. Each of this chlorine will be added on these carbons. So that therefore we will be getting benzene. This all pi, how many 3 pi bonds are there now? So that will be chlorinated like this. So on each carbon now we have one chlorine and one hydrogen, like that it is. This will be the answer like this. So I can write C6 H6 Cl6. So we are just adding chlorines to this now. So what we can say, this is addition reaction but not the substitution reaction. So they are saying it is substitution. No, this is addition reaction. Therefore option second statement is incorrect, first statement is correct, right? I hope this is clear. Statement 1 is correct but statement 2 is not correct. So you can go with option number 1. Hope the question is clear, explanation is clear, right? Then next, let us move further. Identify the correct statements. See, correct statement, they are given 4 statements and asking us to say the correct one. See, whenever, let us see, lithium halides are somewhat covalent in nature, yes. So actually halides are first group elements. Let us say LiCl, NaCl, next KCl. If we take like this, so we have something called, these are ionic compounds. First of all, what are these? These are ionic compounds, we know that, okay, because it exists in K plus Cl minus ion like this, right? Now, but all these ionic compounds are also having some covalent character, right? So this was explained by Fazan's rules, right? So what are the Fazan's rules? So cation should be small size and anion should be larger size, therefore the compound will be having more covalent nature. So what is the use of Fazan's rule? It explains the covalent character in ionic compounds, right? What is that? It explains the covalent character in ionic compounds. He says that every ionic compound has some covalent nature and it will be explained using this Fazan's rules. So what he says is smaller cation, larger anion will be having more covalent nature, okay? Now out of these 3 cations, K plus, Na plus, Li plus, which is smaller one? Li plus is smaller one, and anions are same here now. So it means size of anion cannot varying here, but size of cation is varying. So smaller cation will be having more covalent nature. That's what it is having, somewhat more covalent nature. The statement 1 is correct only. And when it comes to second statement, so what it is saying, NaNO3 upon heating gives NO2. See, NaNO3 upon heating gives NaNO2, not NO2 gas. It will be giving NaNO2. This thing is formed here, but not this one. So second statement is incorrect. And lithium bicarbonate, which is a liquid, but given it as solid, remove it. Okay. All alkali metals form ethenides. No. On reaction with ethane. So this is partially correct, not fully correct. So we can go with first option only. Only 1 is correct. So 1 is correct in option number 3. So like this we need to understand. Okay. So these are really not so easy questions, because the statement based questions, even one goes wrong, everything goes wrong itself, right? So we need to choose it very wisely when we are answering this type of questions. Okay. Now, so here in the long form of periodic table, X is an element X, okay. Element X is present in group Y, okay, in group Y, okay, in which manganese is also present. So what are the elements present in manganese? Okay, so manganese, here we have chromium, manganese and iron. So these are the period elements now. So here what are the elements we have? You can, what are the elements we have here? Manganese, technetium, rhenium, borium, like this. These are the elements. So these are the tricks. You have to remember what are the elements present in this. So here I will be giving you one trick here. So you can remember for chromium family, you can remember the group elements of chromium. You can remember as chromo. So chromium, molybdenum. Here that's why chromo I am saying now. So molybdenum and tungsten. So like that I will be giving the elements of these group elements, but they are asking about this one now. So matrib, how can I remember? Matrib, manganese, technetium, rhenium, barium. Matrib, like this you can remember. This you can remember ferrous. What is that? Ferrous, ferrous, ruthenium, like that. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So which element belongs to this family? Barium, and this element is of 7th group. So this is the one. So if they are asking about iron family, so it will be this one, hassium. Okay, and group number is group number is fine. This should be hassium for iron. So they are asking about manganese one now, so it should be barium. I hope this is clear. Next, the catalyst used in preparation of high density polythene. So what is the catalyst used? It is Ziegler's-Natta catalyst. What is the formula of Ziegler-Natta catalyst? It is trialkyl, like ethyl or any group it will be used. Generally ethyl will be preferred. Trialkyl aluminium. Okay, so this will be used along with TiCl4. So this is what Ziegler-Natta catalyst, which is option number 1. Okay, this is direct question anyways. Okay, now this is also again interesting one. See, this is cumin, preparation of phenol from cumin. Okay, this is one of the favorite question in JEE mains, right? Okay, if you have already prepared for JEE mains, you might come across this particular preparation. So what exactly here we have? We have this thing, CH3, CH3, yes. So if you have solved this JEE mains papers, you will be definitely coming across this paper from organic. Okay, so now O2 is there. So this will be getting oxidized. This hydrogen will be getting oxidized in this form. Okay, now this is what we will be getting. Now this will be rearranged to form phenol, and the remaining part we have is acetone, CO, CH. This part you can remove from here. So what are the things are there? CH this side, CH this side, and one oxygen. So this will be the remaining part. So it means what is the compound we got? Along with phenol we got acetone. So what is our X here? Our X is acetone. So look into the option, where do we have X? So X and Y are. So here acetone is there. Okay, so might be this one or this one. Now how can we answer this side? So whenever we have this thing, see here it is cumin now. So this is a structure. So this structure, whenever we are treating with KMnO4, always remember, even at least one active hydrogen is there. So on this benzylic carbon, at least one hydrogen is there, means then that complete carbon will be completely oxidized to carbon dioxide, COOH, carboxylic acid group, like this. Okay, so remember, whenever this carbon is containing at least one hydrogen directly attached, complete group will be oxidized to COOH. So it means, so this is benzoic acid, our Y is benzoic acid, X is acetone. So we have option number 3. Very, very interesting question it is. Okay, so in one question you should come across this one and also this one. Really, in JEE mains even they will be giving only one this kind of question. I have seen only this question, but they haven't included this second part. But in this state level entrance exam itself, they included 2 questions. So this is really making a little difficult to the students, because there is no negative, right? So this is again one more thing. Next thing is NaCl is crystallized. NaCl is crystallized in presence of small quantity of SrCl2. The formula of crystallized solid is this much. Okay, the number of cationic vacancies per mole of the solid is, yes. So let us say I have 1 mole of NaCl. Now this NaCl, 1 mole of NaCl is doped with small quantity of crystallized in the presence of small quantity of SrCl. So whenever we add this Sr, strontium, it will be having +2 we know, and this NaCl, Na is having +1. So whenever I am saying doping, it means what? Small amount of this Cr minus Cr +2 will be added to this. Therefore we will be getting a mixture of NaCl, mixture of Na and Sr and Cl. So this kind of compound is formed, and they are saying, see what they are saying, so some quantity of sodium is reduced from complete 1 to it is decreasing to some amount by 0.99 something they have written, 9998, and how much amount strontium is there, that is 0.001. So I am simply writing 1 into 10 power minus 4 I am writing as per the equation, okay, just for simplicity purpose. Look here, for every, see, sodium is having +1 charge, but strontium is having +2 charge. Overall molecule has to be neutral. In this case what happens, so every strontium will be replacing 2 sodium ions. So whenever we add these two in order to make neutrality, so what I am saying here, so 1 strontium ion will be replacing how many? It will be replacing 2 sodium ions. It means from 1 mole, so number of strontium ions will be equals to number of this thing. So how many vacancies it is prepared, how many vacancies it is creating, number of cationic vacancies. So why I am saying like that, because 1 sodium ion can be, like 1 strontium ion can be replacing 2 sodium ions now, because look at the charge, it is having +2, and it is having +1 only. It means, see, instead of writing 2 Na plus, so this 2 Na plus is equivalent to 1 Sr plus 2. Therefore, each of these strontium ion will replace 2 sodium ions. Therefore, so how many vacant sites are created here? So for every sodium plus if we remove, so in that 1 position Sr plus 2 will be occupied, and 1 more position will be remained as vacant. That is what the vacant site. So I can write number of Sr plus 2 ions added equals to number of cationic sites, number of cationic vacancies created I am writing. So how many Sr plus 2 ions are attached? So it will be having 1 into 10 power minus 4. Okay, so how many number of cationic vacancies also created? That is also equal number of moles. Okay, equal number of these things, right? This value only. Okay, now if it is for 1 mole, so in 1 mole, so what I can say, 1 into 10 power minus 4 into Na. What is the value of Na here? Avogadro number. Multiply that, it is given as 10 power 23. So now what is our answer? 10 power 19. So this many number of Sr plus 2 ions are added, or this many number of cationic vacancies are created. So this is how you need to understand this. Okay, so this is also very interesting and tricky question. So we have option number 2 in the paper. Okay, so you can go with that. I hope this is also clear without any confusion. So now for your purpose, might be question is not so clear. So look, you can take a screenshot of it for practicing purpose. Okay, so the next thing is next, identify the correct statement from the following. They have given 3 statements. From this we need to identify which statement is correct. So let me check this. So from this, which statement is correct we need to identify. In copper sulfate 5H2O, we can say it as blue vitriol. No? Only 1 molecule of H2O is hydrogen bonded, whether it is correct or not. Look here. So this is how you need to understand. So what is the coordination number of copper in blue vitriol if they ask, or what is the structure of blue vitriol or Cu SO4 5H2O if they ask, you should write or you should represent in this manner. Okay, so copper is tetra coordinated, 4 water molecules will surround around the copper plus 2. Okay, so like this it will be coordinated, right? Then next, now 1 water molecule will be forming hydrogen bond with sulfate ion and with this complex hydrogens. Okay, so how many water molecules? 1 water molecule is completely bonded with hydrogen bonds. So the statement, only 1 water molecule is hydrogen bonded. Yes, so this water molecule only hydrogen bonded, whereas other water molecules are coordinated, completely forming a coordinate covalent bond with the copper like this, 4 sides, right? Therefore, this water molecule is the only one which is hydrogen bonded. So, statement 1 is correct only. And next, BaCl2 BaCl2 dot 2H2O is an interstitial, water is in interstitial position. It means this compound is interstitial compound. So, what I am saying is, so BaCl2 form crystal, in that crystal there will be some holes, some defects. So, in the defects this water will be accompanied or occupied. So, therefore, it can be called as interstitial compound, or water is occupied this interstitial position. So, 1, 2 both are correct. And the next one is, this is from Werner's theory. What it is saying, CrCl3 dot 6H2O, only 3 water molecules form coordinate bonds with Cr plus 3. See, I think every one of you are aware of this Werner theory. What it is saying, Cr plus Cr3 6H2O is there now. So, with this I can make a formula of different models. So, what I can make? So, I can make like this, Cr H2O 6 times and here Cl3, like this I can make, or I can also write formula as Cr H2O 4 times, Cl 2 times, outside 1 Cl and 2 how many water? 2 H2O. Like this also I can write. So, it means this is like only 3 water molecules form coordinate bond. See here, according to what they are saying is Cr H2O 3 times, Cl3 outside 3 water molecules, 3 H2O and 3 H2O they are saying. See, they are saying the formula, this molecular formula will exist only like this, they are saying, but it can exist like this or it can exist like this. Different formations are possible, different complexes can be possible. Here we can write in this manners also, not only this. So, it means the second statement is, third statement is only partially correct. We have other ways to arrange also. The same molecular formula can be written in this format also. So, third statement is not correct here. So, 1 and 2 are only the correct one. So, this is the correct option. Okay. Next, oxides of sulfur and nitrogen are air pollutants. Yes, they are air pollutants only now. Like they will be resulting for sulfur oxide, sulfur trioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide. These will be causing what? Acid rains also, right? So, these are air pollutants. Statement 1 is also correct. Statement 2, photochemical smog is reducing smog. No, this is oxidizing smog, and it will be formed in the presence of sunlight. Okay, in presence of sunlight. So, this is not reducing, this is oxidizing smog. So, this is not, the second statement is wrong, first statement is correct. So, where do we have? First statement is correct, but second one is incorrect. Okay, you can go with option number 4. Next, the pH of 0.365% weight by volume HCl aqueous solution. Okay, so they are asking pH by giving weight by volume percentage. So, from this you need to find molarity, concentration, molarity or normality, both are same here because valency factor for HCl is 1. So, how can we find what is the relation between molarity and weight by volume percentage? So, molarity equals to weight by volume into, see, molarity formula what we have, number of moles by number of moles in volume of solution. In liters we can write like this, if it is in ml multiply with 1000. Now, number of moles we can write weight by gram molecular weight we can write, yes, I am writing that, and here in the denominator V I am writing V volume into 1000, into 1000 I am writing. So, now I can make this formula as weight by volume, 1000 I can write 100 into 10 by G and W. Everything I explained in the concentration terms during our lecture. So, you can refer that in the YouTube channel if you want to study about concentration terms. There are PYQs also made on this concentration terms. Very clearly I discussed all the PYQs of EAPCET. Okay, you can watch that. 3 videos I made specially on concentration term. You can watch if you want. Okay. Now, what is a, see, weight by volume into 100, that is nothing but weight by volume percentage. How much it is given? That 0.365, right, into 100. What is the molecular weight of HCl? So, it is, see, 36.5. So this is 36.5. See, so if I multiply this, it will be 3.65 by 36.5 means it is 0.1. What is the concentration? 0.1. So now what is the pH formula? pH equals to minus log concentration of H plus. What is the concentration of H plus? Here we got pH equals to minus log concentration of 10 power, like 0.1, I can write 10 power minus 1. 10 power minus 1. So now pH will be, so minus 1 into minus, it will be plus 1, log 10 will be 1. So pH will be 1. So we have option number 1. That's it. Hope it is also clear, and this is easy question but little time taking to solve. If you are slow in calculation, then it will make you to kill your time. Okay, then next we have identify the number of metalloids from the following. See here, so in the periodic table, these are the elements which are known to be metalloids, right? So now what are the things here we are seeing here? So SB antimony, yes, we have antimony, and the next germanium. So germanium, SB is antimony, and the next germanium, next tellurium, here Te, okay, Te, and the next anything other than this? No. So all other are what? Metals, and some are non-metals. Okay, so these are the three metalloids we have. So try to remember these series of metalloids, that will be helpful. So here metalloids divides metals and non-metals, therefore you can remember these are the series of elements which are dividing metals and non-metals. What are them? Boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, tellurium, polonium. Okay, remember this series of elements. Okay, so option number 1 is correct for this question. Next, what are the X and Y in the following reaction sequence? Yes, so easy question. See, 2-methylbutane I can write like this. Again KMnO4. Okay, so KMnO4, whenever we treat alkane with KMnO4, see any hydrocarbon book you take, there will be this example. Okay, a quality book you can take, in that definitely this example will be there. Okay, so now KMnO4 is there now, so these will be selectively oxidizes tertiary hydrogen to respect to alcohol. Normal hydrogens cannot be oxidized, but if we have any tertiary carbon like this, the hydrogen present at this carbon will be converted into alcohol like this. Okay, so this is the use of KMnO4 with alkanes. Okay, if it is tertiary hydrogen, primary hydrogen, that won't show reactivity, but only if it is secondary or primary, it won't show reactivity. Only this tertiary carbon attached hydrogen will show the reactivity and converts into respect to alcohol. Hope this is clear now. So now our X is this one. Now what they are asking? So now this using Y, they have converted this into some 5 carbons are there. So it means they removed this chlorine, this OH, and replaced it with like chlorine. So if I wanted to say that, so I can estimate the answer like this, for example, because this formula, this structure will be satisfying the formula. So it means OH should be removed and Cl should be added. It means what? If I use some strong acid like this, so this OH and H plus. So water is removed, Cl minus is incoming nucleophile. So this is what? Like substitution reaction. By removing this water, this Cl minus will attack here, by SN1 mechanism we will be getting the final product. That's it. So we got, so what is our Y? Here it is concentrated HCl, and what is our X here? So X is this one, I told you, this is a X, this is our Y. So we have option number 3. I hope this is also clear. Next, at room temperature water is in liquid while H2S is gas. What is the reason? Because of hydrogen bonding in water. It has intermolecular hydrogen bonding. See, oxygen and hydrogen having very large difference in their electronegativity, therefore they will be polarized like this, therefore between the water molecule there will be hydrogen bonding, results to exist in liquid state at room temperature. Whereas in H2S, hydrogen bonding is not possible because electronegativity difference is not so much. It is not a considerable amount to show hydrogen bonding. Therefore, H2S have no hydrogen bond. It won't form hydrogen bond between itself. Therefore, it exists in the gaseous state, whereas water exists in the liquid state. I hope this is clear. So statement 1 is correct. Next, statement 2, H2O is neutral while H2S is acidic. Yes, this is also clear now. See oxygen, what is the 16th group elements? Oxygen, sulfur, selenium, like this we will be writing. So the hydrides of oxygen, see between oxygen and sulfur, selenium, we know down the group size increases, atomic size increases. So we know oxygen is smaller size than sulfur. It is having 2p orbital, it is having 3p orbital. Now hydrogen is here because it is forming hydrides. Here also it is forming hydrides. Now tell me, see this is small size, hydrogen is also small size. Between two small size atoms, the overlapping will be greater extent, and therefore I can say the bond will not be get dissociated here easily, but here between hydrogen and sulfur the size difference is more, therefore easily breaks out, right? So it will be forming H2S minus and H plus. So that's why acidic nature of H2S is greater than acidic nature of H2O. Okay, same story applicable in this case also. HF, HCl, HBr. So which is more acidic? HI. So which is more acidic? So down the group fluorides halide size increases, therefore the bond becomes weaker, therefore this is stronger acid than the other elements. So down the group acidic nature increases. Here also H2O and H2S, which is more acidic? H2S is more acidic because of the size difference of this sulfur and hydrogen, therefore this is correct. Okay, both are correct. So statement 1, statement 2, both are correct. 3. Next, here identify the incorrect match. Siderite FeCO3 is correct, fool's gold FeS2 correct, calamine ZnCO3. See guys, most of you, if you are MPC background students or BPC or whatever it is, so you might be haven't prepared these few chapters like solid state, adsorption, or something like from few topics from this metallurgy you have skipped. But in EAPCET they are focusing on these topics also, because for EAPCET the standard reference book or the standard book here we will be using Telugu Academy, right? So they will be strictly follow the syllabus of the Telugu Academy, and the syllabus in the EAPCET also mentioned these chapters. The syllabus paper you can check, these chapters are mentioned. Okay, you should not skip if you are really preparing for EAPCET Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so just follow the classes and read the things according to the syllabus only, and if you want specially discussed any topic to be discussed, write in the comment box. So we will try to make it at the best possible way. Okay, now here malachite will be having the formula like this: Cu twice OH twice CO3. So this is a basic copper carbonate, but it is mentioned as Cu2S, that is incorrect. So what is the incorrectly matched one? The first one is incorrectly matched one. Okay, and the remaining are correctly matched. Okay, you need to focus on these things, ores, minerals, all these things, and their formulas are very important. And the next this alloys are there now. What is the composition of bronze or brass? These questions also you can expect in the EAPCET kind of exams. Okay, so you have to look into those things also. Okay, the correct order of atomic radii of aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. So these are the elements of 13th group. 13th group elements. Now what are the elements? We have boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. So these are the elements we have. So now down the group what happens? The electron enters into the new subshell, therefore their sizes increases like this. This is a general trend. This is a general thing we will be studying. The small size one is boron. Okay, so here they haven't included about boron, they are discussing about the remaining things, right? So it means which one should be the highest one? Thallium, then next indium, then next gallium, then next least is aluminium, and the last one is boron. Okay, but if you see like this, there is no option or Is there any option? Yes, first option is there like that, but you know, these are 13th group now. So before this, what are the elements we have before this 13th group? See, P block start from 13th to 18th now. Here we have two groups in the periodic table, 1 and 2 groups S block elements. So in between these, what we will be seeing? In between this, we will be seeing here, we will be seeing D block elements. Here it is 3D series, next 4D series, like this we will be seeing now. So now before this gallium, what is the element we will be having? Zinc. Atomic number is 30. So it means for boron and aluminum, in front of them there is no D block elements, right? Because we do not have 2D like orbital electrons, right? So it means there is no elements of D block here. But we know here zinc is there, which is like after that we will be having gallium with atomic number 31. So it means now in the electronic configuration of gallium, what we can also expect, there will be having 3d10 fully filled electronic configuration, 3d10 4s2 next 4p1. So this is the electronic configuration of gallium, whereas this one 3s2 3p1, for this 2s2 2p1, like this we will be writing now. Now due to the involvement of this d orbital, we know what is the shielding effect here. The shielding effect will be more for S, next P, next D, and least is for F. So we know d orbital is having poor shielding effect, therefore the nuclear forces, it means what? If this is a center nucleus, these nuclear forces will be acting up to nth level electrons. If whenever these inner electrons are weakly having very poor shielding effect, therefore the nuclear forces will act up to the nth level and the size will be compressed. Why size compresses? Because this nucleus strongly attract the valency electrons towards itself and make the size to be compressed or decreased. Therefore gallium is relatively having lower size than this aluminum. Remaining things will be remain same. So thallium, next indium, here it is aluminum, and least one is gallium. So like this order you should remember. Okay, so we have option 3. Okay, so this is the reason. General trend if you follow, we will be getting option 1, but that is incorrect. Okay, there will be one more reason, that is poor shielding of, what is the reason? Poor shielding of D block like D block or D orbital, you can say D orbital. Okay, hope this is clear now why the third option is correct. Next, the number of ionizable, non-ionizable valencies. Again this is from Werner's theory. This is perfectly from Werner's theory. We will be studying about ionizable, non-ionizable valency, primary valency, secondary valency. So about that this question is. Number of non-ionizable valencies. Okay, so for cobalt plus 3, okay, so this is a formula they have given. Cobalt Cl3 5NH3 they have given. So this formula I can write in different ways. So they are saying what are the number of non-ionizable valencies. So whatever the whatever the species inside the coordination sphere that will not get ionized. So it means the things that are coordinated to metal directly in the form of ligands. So I am writing 5 ammonia, so penta coordinated, and one more chlorine, so it is hexa coordinated complex. Now here I am writing remaining 2 chlorines outside. Out of these 3 I am using 1 chlorine inside, 2 chlorines outside. Therefore total coordination number inside of this sphere how much? 5 plus 1. So it is hexa coordinated. Now if we keep this, if we place this in the aqueous medium, in the water, what happens? It will be ionizes. Only whatever the ions outside this sphere will be getting ionized. So we will be having CO NH3 5 times Cl plus Cl2. So here you can write 2Cl minus and here plus 2. So why 2Cl minus? This 2 chloride ions comes out as chloride ions and this will be remains as plus 2. I hope this is clear. Now inside this coordination sphere how many valencies are there? So how many coordination number it is? 5 plus 1. So this is non-ionizable valency, right? So this is non-ionizable valency. So we will be having hexa coordination for this. Similarly same story valid for this also. So that will be 6 comma 6. I hope this is clear. Okay. So ionizable valency means it is reverse of this, whatever we discussed, the reverse of that. Next, the sequence of reagents required to convert benzoic acid to N-propyl benzene. Yes, this is also nice question. So benzoic acid, let us say COOH, this is a benzoic acid. Okay. So now this benzoic acid, so some steps, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 3 reagents are there. So here A gives B gives C. Okay, 3 reagents, 1, 2, 3 reagents. So what is our C? So C, they are saying N-propyl benzene. N-propyl benzene. I hope it is clear. From here to here we need to convert. So during this process, what are the suitable reagents we can use? See, we need to get an alkane. Means, see, if we use lithium aluminium hydride, so we haven't seen any time that lithium aluminium hydride converting into alkanes. That will be done only for alkyl halides, not in the other cases. Okay. So might be first option may not be suitable. Okay. But in option 1, 2, 3 we have SOCl2. Let us take SOCl2 here, thionyl chloride. So it will be converting this carboxylic acid to benzyl chloride, like COCl. Remove OH group, replace with Cl. So this is what we get as A. So now this A, upon treating with this diethyl cadmium, so what we will be getting? So here ethyl group is a nucleophile. So therefore Et minus means ethyl carbon anion. So I can write CH3 CH2 minus. This is the carbon anion. Now this can attack on this carbon and this Cl minus goes out. Therefore what we will be getting here? CO, CH2, CH3. So this is our B. Now this B, we have one carbonyl group now. If we reduce this carbonyl group, directly it gives ethane. So if we use lithium aluminium hydride, it converts into alcohol but not to the alkane. So first option is not suitable. Okay. And here also lithium aluminium hydride, this is also not suitable. And next we have, if we use this Grignard reagent, the reaction won't stop here itself. This Grignard reagent itself converts into alcohol. Therefore this is also not suitable reagent. So when we use this zinc amalgam, zinc Hg, ZnHg and HCl. So this is what? Clemmensen reduction. We have studied many times. In every PYQ discussion, I have we are coming across this Clemmensen reduction, and we have studied everything regarding this, and Wolff-Kishner reduction in hydrocarbon chapter. You can go and watch that. Okay, after the session. Okay. So now what is the use of this Clemmensen reduction? It will simply convert this CO group to CH2. Just remove whenever you see this C double bond O group. So use this reagent whenever we are coming across this reagent. Just write 2 hydrogens here. So this is what? Remove this carbonyl group, oxygen you remove, place 2 hydrogen. That's it. Okay, methylene is formed. That's it. Okay, so option 2 is correct. Next, this one has to be converted into this form. So remember all the time. So this is also discussed in the hydrocarbon chapter. See, we have like this. So whenever we treat with hot KMnO4, so hot KMnO4 we treat, so it will be breaking this double bond and directly attached hydrogen to respective carboxylic acid. See, break this, put oxygen here and here. If there is directly attached hydrogen, write it as OH. Remove that and write it as OH. That is what we got as a product. So this side, both are same groups now. So we will be getting 2 moles of the same product. Okay. I hope this is clear. Now instead of using this hot KMnO4, this can be hot KMnO4 or acidic KMnO4. Anything can be. And if we use cold KMnO4, KMnO4 are Bayer's reagent, So what is a product? So whenever we have Bayer's reagent, see, based on oxidizing agents, reducing agent, there are many questions. Previous question is reducing agent, this is based on oxidizing agent. So I suggest you to people to focus on reagents. So what are the oxidizing agents, what are the reducing agents? You will be seeing these things in the alcohols chapter. Okay, all oxidizing agents will be seeing in the alcohol chapter, and also carbonyl compounds, that is aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acids are there. There you will be coming across this. Okay, so try to refer those notes if you have and try to learn this. Okay, so now whenever we have Bayer's reagent, so in that case remove this double bond, this double bond is there, pi bond is there, remove that and write it as OH group. Write it as OH like this. Okay, so all diols will be coming when we use cold KMnO4, hot KMnO4 gives carboxylic acid. Okay, so X is what? Hot KMnO4 or KMnO4 in acidic medium. These are the two options we have. Okay, then next, so when we treat this carboxylic acid, in the previous case only we seen carboxylic acid upon treating with thionyl chloride gives us chlorine here, right? Then next, when we treat this with the C6H5NH2, this is aniline. So when we use aniline, this is aniline structure now. So now this will attacks here, this chlorine will goes out, and what is the final product we can get? So this happens in the pyridine with a base, as a base. So we will be getting like this. So this is our final product. So what we can say? So this is our final product. So what is our Z here? So Z here is pyridine, and our Y is what? So Y is thionyl chloride and X is hot KMnO4. So fourth option is the correct one. Okay. So why not third one? Here they are using HCl. There is no reaction between this carboxylic acid and again HCl. So it won't react with this HCl. It is not the suitable reagent. Thionyl chloride is the best reagent here for conversion of carboxylic acids to acyl halides. Okay. Next, an isomer C7H16 is X. Okay, have 5 primary, 1 tertiary and 1 quaternary. Okay, carbons. So it means quaternary means the carbon should surround with 4 other carbon atoms. Tertiary means the center carbon should surround with other 3 carbons. Okay, secondary means 2 carbons. Okay, now 4 carbons over. Now I am preparing one quaternary by using 2 other carbons. Now total 6 over. They are saying 7th one. So I am putting here to make it tertiary. So we have here tertiary carbon. This is what? Quaternary carbon, 4 degree carbon. Yes, this is what they are saying. It has 5 primary, 1 tertiary. So this is 1 tertiary. Okay, we have 1 tertiary and 1 quaternary. See, this is 1 tertiary, this is 1 quaternary. And 5 primary are how many? This is primary, this is also primary, this is also primary, primary, primary. 3 plus 2, 5. So what is the name of this molecule? So if I give the numbering from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2, 2 dimethyl. So 2, 2 dimethyl we have, and 3 position also methyl we have. 2, 2, 3 trimethyl butane. So 3, trimethyl butane. So first option is correct. Next, volume of CO2 obtained at STP by complete burning of 10 grams of 90% CaCO3. Right, CaCO3 is there. Upon heating, decomposes to CaO plus CO2. Okay, so for 1 mole of CO2 is produced. For 100 grams, 44 grams of this compound is produced. So now they mentioned 10 grams. Okay, so 10 grams of 90% CaCO3. So 10 grams means 10 by 90%. Okay, so I can say this is 9 grams. Okay, so 9 grams. So 9 grams will be giving how many grams of this? See, 9 grams means how many moles? So 9 by number of moles. How can I find? Given weight by number of moles. Given weight is 9 grams. That is the pure CaCO3 which is involving by 100. Why I am writing 100? Given weight by molecular weight. So how many moles it is? 0.09 mole. So these 0.09 moles gives 0.09 moles of CO2. So 0.09 moles of CO2 we got. Okay. This is the amount of CO2 formed. So multiply with this value, therefore we will be getting the value of CO2 getting formed. So this is 0.09 mole into 22.7 liters. If you do this, you will be getting this 2.044 liters. This is our answer. Okay. Next, correctly matched. Yes. So I told you like non-metal oxide generally acidic, right? So nitrogen, N2O4, P2O3 are acidic. This is correct. So they are saying correctly matched. So one is correctly matched, and the next, see these are also what? Non-metal oxides only, but they are in the lower oxidation state. So N2O and NO, these are the only two neutral oxide. All other oxides of nitrogen are acidic only. Remember this, only these two are the neutral, remaining all oxides of nitrogen are acidic only. Okay, there is no basic here. Okay, I hope this is clear. So this is also correct. Then next, selenium trioxide, which is in maximum oxidation state, that should be acidic, but they are giving it as basic. Not correct, remove that. Okay, so look into the options 1, 2, 1 to 4. So this is amphoteric. Down the group, what happens? The metallic nature increases, so acidic nature decreases. So top oxides, like higher, at the top in the group. So like at the top they will be having acidic. So in between it will becomes amphoteric, and bottom will be basic. So this will be amphoteric. So that is correct. So I can go 1, 2, 4 are correct. Okay. So 1, 2, 4 are correct. Not correct. See, BBr length. We know bromine size is larger than chlorine. Therefore, BBr length is larger, but so it is larger than this. This statement is correct, but they are saying not correct. Okay, not correct means this is correct. Don't choose this. Remove that. Dinitrogen is having bond order 3. Oxygen is having bond order 2. So these bond orders have different. Yes, that is different only. So, but they are saying not correct. So it means we should not choose this. Okay. So now NF3. So whenever we have NF3, how do we write? So these lone pairs will be having dipole moment upside, and these fluorine, what is the electronegativity difference between this nitrogen and fluorine? So fluorine is more electronegative, so it will drag the electrons towards itself. It means dipole moment is opposite direction, and lone pairs is above side. So they are cancelling out like in the opposite direction. They won't cancel exactly. So mu does not equals to 0, but they cancel to some extent. I hope this is clear. So therefore I can say in NF3 the orbital dipole moment due to lone pair is in the same direction as a result of dipole moment of NF. No, this is in the opposite direction. So this is incorrect statement. Okay. So they are also asking which is incorrect statement, not correct statement. So not correct statement is third one only. Other remaining are correct statements only. Higher the lattice enthalpy, greater is the stability. That is correct. Okay. So KMnO4 permanganate titrations cannot be performed in presence of HCl. Why it cannot be performed? Because in HCl, this Cl minus ion will be converted into Cl2 in presence of KMnO4, like titration of permanganate KMnO4 in presence of HCl. If we do that, Cl minus will be converted into Cl2. So these will be interacting or involving in the reaction. Therefore, we should not use that. So why? KMnO4 oxidizes HCl to Cl2. Next, slope. This is again, so P V equals to nRT, right? So from this what we can make? What we can make here formula is PV equals to NR by V T. So this is how we can write. Now they are asking about slope. So slope means I am writing dP by dt, which is equals to NR by V. So this is the slope. So this is the value of slope. How many moles they are saying? So it is 1 mole. R value is 0.082 liter Kelvin inverse, mole inverse. You can write all these things. And V is given as 0.082. So if we cancel out, we will be getting 1 atm. So R value liter atm, Kelvin inverse, mole inverse. No? So we will be remain with atm. So what is the answer? 1 atm is the perfect answer for this. So this is a slope formula we should remember here. Next, observe the elements. Hydrogen to calcium. So first element to 20th element. The number of elements with 1 unpaired electron. See, we know hydrogen is having, all alkali metals will be having 1 electron. So what are the number of unpaired electrons with 1? How many are there? So it is having 1 s1, and the next when we have 2s2 2p1, again here also 1 unpaired electron 2s2, and means that is from first group elements and 13th group elements. And then next halogens, they will be having 2p5 now. So there is also 1 unpaired electron. So how many elements are there before 20? So we can have hydrogen, lithium, next sodium from the first group elements, next potassium. These are the elements from first group elements, right? And the next from 13th group, boron, aluminium. These are the elements having 1 electron. From halogen family, what are the elements? Fluorine, chlorine. Now count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 are there only in the first one option, that is correct. So you can cross verify other 2 things also. Okay. So same number of lone pair electrons. Every time there will be one question on this topic. You should not skip valence shell electron pair repulsion theory. So if we see this, they will be having 2 electrons. ClF3 having sp3d hybridization. How can we make Cl? Chlorine now. So 7, what is the group number? 17th group now. So 7 valence electrons are there in chlorine central atom. So put the 7 dots like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dots over. How many halogens surrounding 3 fluorine atoms? Write like this. Now this is one set of lone pair, this is another set. Okay, so 2 lone pairs. Similarly, XeF4, xenon group number is 18, so valence electrons are 8. So take 8 dots like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. One more dot. Done. Next, fluorine. How many fluorines? 4. Put 4 fluorines like this. So remaining will be 2 lone pair electrons. So here 2 lone pair, here also 2 lone pair. So perfect answer is 2 only. You can cross verify for the other. So SF4 will be having 1. This is having 2. So it won't match. Like that you can consider. Now work done. Work done, how can we do? So see, expanded means work done formula is what? Minus P external dV. That's it. So minus P, how much they mentioned? It is mentioned 2 atm. 2 atm. What is the change in volume? So volume is expanded. V2 minus V1. 12 minus 10. That is 2. You can write that like this. So minus 4 liter atm. That's it. This is a simple question from thermodynamics. So fourth option is correct. Next. So this is CaCO3 can be used as antacid. Okay. CaO used in manufacturing of cement. Yes. And this is also used in glass making. Okay. But this is not the correct one. Filler in cosmetics. No. This is plaster of Paris. Okay. That won't used. Okay. So now A, B, C are the things which are correct here. Okay. Other D is incorrect. Next. So whenever comes to a boiling point of these compounds, how can we decide the boiling points? So we can decide this. See, alcohols having maximum number of hydrogen bonds now, because here it having, this can involve in hydrogen bond, the lone pair electrons also can form hydrogen bond, therefore it will be having more intermolecular forces. Therefore alcohols are relatively more having more boiling point than the other aldehydes and these ethers. Okay, so first one, this is correct. Okay, and then next, up to here it is correct. When it comes to ether and aldehyde, so aldehydes will be having more boiling points than the respective ethers. So it means here it is not matching, I think so. Yes. So what they are asking, correct answer, correct order. Okay, so this should be here, this should be here. So this is not correctly matching. This first one is fine. but these two are not matching, so we can remove that. Now reactivity. So aldehydes undergo nucleophilic addition reactions, okay, because these carbonyl groups are electrophilic centers, okay. So easily a nucleophile negative charge will attacks here, okay. So this reaction will be favored when it is having low electron density or more electrophilic site. If this is more electron deficient, nucleophilic attack is easier. Therefore the nucleophilic attack is easier here because this is bigger alkyl group, it means more plus I effect, so less electron deficiency. Here we have only methyl, this side hydrogen, so only small alkyl group is there, easily nucleophile will attack because this inductive effect of methyl is less than the ethyl, therefore it is more electron deficient, so more reactive. So this is correct only. And phenyl ring electrons will involve in the delocalization, so it is less electron deficient, so least reactive. This is correct only. Acidic nature increases, so acidic nature increases for carboxylic acids. Acidic strength is directly proportional to minus I groups. Stronger minus I group, more is the acidic nature. So same question, I mean same concept based question we have seen in the yesterday's NEET exam also, but they have given plus I groups. So acidic nature inversely proportional to plus I groups, okay. So this is what we need to understand, okay. So these are the GOC part questions. Everywhere, wherever the exam, whatever the exam you are writing, you will be having some questions related to GOC applications. So this order is correct because minus I effect or electron withdrawing nature of nitro group is more than this fluoro and this is benzyl, this phenyl ring. So option is correct. So 2, 3 correct, 2, 3, 2, 3, fourth option is there, 2, 3 is correct. Next. An alcohol X react with, okay, see Bayer's reagent, what I told you, see here corresponding chlorine, dehydration gives forms, why they are saying. So dehydration, it means it is elimination reaction followed by Bayer's reagent. So Bayer's reagent, what I told you, whenever we have alcohols, if we treat with KMNO4, that will be giving diols, like diols, 2 OH groups should be there. So 2 OH groups should be there, which gives 2 OH groups should be there. In the Z product, 2 OH groups should be there. That is possible only in the first option, right? There is no 2 OH groups in any of these, so these can be eliminated. We can go with the first option easily. So just a simple trick, because I already explained about KMNO4 application, acidic medium, basic medium. So in basic medium or alkaline medium or Bayer's reagent if they mention, or cold KMNO4 they mention, so you should understand that hydroxylation, cis hydroxylation takes place on the alkene center. Okay, whenever we have double bond, there double bond will be removed, 2 OH groups are inserted. Next, adsorption is endothermic process? No, that is exothermic process. So that is exo. Okay, exo means temperature is decreased or heat is released, solid accompanied by decrease in enthalpy. Yes, heat is released means system's energy or enthalpy is decreased, and entropy also, like adsorption, like particles will be accumulated on the surface. It means what? Entropy, disorderness also decreases, right? Entropy is decreases. Second statement is correct. So adsorption of ABC gases on 1 gram of activated charcoal follows this one. See, adsorption is more when more attractive forces are there. So if more attractive forces, more is the its critical temperature. So more is the critical temperature. Tc is directly proportional to its attractive forces, I can say. So A will be having more attractive force, therefore it will be having more adsorption. So this is also correct. So 2, 3 are correct. So we can go with option 1. So here Mn plus 2, in Leclanche's cell not Mn plus 2, it is Mn plus 4. Mn plus 4 converts to Mn plus 3. Mn plus 3, this is MnO2, right? So this will be converting into Mn plus 3 form. It is not oxidized, it is reduced. So first statement is incorrect, they are asking about correct one. Remove that. So this is correct. Lead storage is a secondary, that is also correct. So you can have option number 3. Next. Again this is easy. So 2-methyl propene. So 2-methyl. This is the 2-methyl propene. First write the propene. This is a propene. Okay, 2-methyl propene. Yes, this is fine. For this, if we add HBr I am adding directly. So this will be undergoes like what, Marconi-Kafrul product, put Br here, hydrogen here, this is a product. Okay, now this can be having tertiary group. Okay, so if you do HBr addition in presence of some peroxides like R2O2 or anything, benzyl peroxide is given, so that time anti-Marconi-Kafrul addition takes place. Br addition will be here, in this case opposite to this. Opposite to this means what, Br here, hydrogen here. So now this is a carbon which is attached with only one carbon, so I can say this is primary carbon, this is tertiary. So it will favor in SN1, this favors in SN2. Okay, so X favors SN1, Y favors SN2. Okay, undergoes SN2. So which option is a, X favors SN1, Y undergoes SN2 mechanism, right? This is correct. Okay, so option number 2 is correct. Next, arrange the following in the increasing order of oxidation states of nitrogen. So which is having more maximum oxidation state, just finding the oxidation state. Yesterday's NEET paper also having similar kind of question, but there are different examples. Finding oxidation states. Okay, so here whenever we have an element X, like N2O is there, we need to find for nitrogen. So we know nitrogen is less electronegative than oxygen, so it will be having some positive charge, oxygen will be having negative charge. So we know oxygen is divalent. How many are there? 1 is there, so each one will be -2 charge. Overall molecule is 0, let us take it 0. How many nitrogens are there? 2, take it as X. Now X can be +2, if we send this side +2 and 2X, so it will be, X will be +1. For each nitrogen atom it is +1, so for here it is +1. Similarly, if we find for this it is +5, if we find for this it is +2, it is +4. So which is maximum? B is having maximum, so increasing, so B is maximum, then next D, then next C, and least is A, right? Next, which of the following is an example of anti-fertility? That is novisterol, that is direct question, right? So even they are not skipping environmental chemistry topic or chemistry in everyday life, everything they covered in the EAPCET. Every chapter is covered from 11th 12th standards. Okay, no chapter is skipped. Okay, everything is covered. You need to focus on each and every part of syllabus from the Telugu Academy book or EAPCET syllabus paper. Okay, follow that strictly. Okay, all chapters are equally managed. Okay, identify the chain isomers from the following. Okay, so I think from GOC part there will be at least 2-3 questions. Okay, you should focus on GOC more. Okay, and from metallurgy there will be at least 1 or 2 questions. Okay, that is also we observed during this questions discussion. Identify the chain isomers from the following. So which is having chain isomers? So how the chain isomers differ? They differ in the chain, parent chain. So for example, I am writing this is pentane. Okay, so now pentane I can write like this. Using these 5 carbons I can make 4 member chain and 1 branch. So how do they differ? They differ in the parent chain. Parent chain is having 5 carbons here, here it is 4 carbons. So these are different in their chain. So now what they are asking, 2 methyl, 1 butene, 3 methyl. So these are not chain, they are positional isomers because methyl group position is different. Next, 2 methyl but 1 in. So this is the last question of our session. Okay, 2 methyl but 1 in and 2 methyl but 2 in. So what about this? So they differ in the position of this double bond. Here it is 1 in, it is 2 in. Okay, next, so this is positional isomer, not chain. Pent 1 in, pent 2 in. Again this is also positional isomer, not chain isomer. And this one pent 2 in and 2 methyl but 2 in. Yes, here I told pentane, butane, they are saying pent 2 in, 2 methyl but 2 in. So it means the parent chain number of carbons is changed. So but formula is same, chemical formula is same. So they are what? Chain isomer, differ in the parent chain. So fourth option is correct, right? So I hope we discussed most of the important everything from this paper, and I think I have covered most of the important topics from this paper. And really paper is not so easy, you need to focus little more effectively, and you should prepare more effectively. So just by looking at the formulas, that is not enough. But after looking into this, it is not enough. I feel it is not enough just by looking at the formulas. So whatever the way you have prepared for your JEE mains or for your NEET exam, if BPC students for NEET and MPC students for JEE mains and advanced, you need to prepare with that motto itself. Okay, should not take it easy, or you should not take it for granted that paper will be easy. This is a local paper, so they won't get it more difficult. It should not be like that. So you should focus on PYQs first. Okay, so take one PYQ book or solve questions from any PYQ books. You collect it from some anywhere, or you can take some soft copies, but you need to focus on PYQs only. Okay, see here the thing is not about, it is not about how much concept you know. It is about how much fast you are solving. See, most of the questions will be taking more than more than 1.5 minute, means more than 1.5 minute. It will be some questions are taking more than 2 minutes also. In that case, you need to know how to manage the time. So that will be comes only from practice. So I suggest you to focus on practicing the questions. Okay, so do not waste your time. So I will be, now you will be having session of botany and zoology in continuation to this. Yes, you can write some, you can ask me something about your preparation. We will be discussing about that in. Yes, you can ask about your preparation strategies or anything you are wanted to ask. You can write in the comment box. So now guys, now you will be having botany session. So we'll welcome Prasanna ma'am for the session.
Yes sir. How was the chemistry paper, sir?
Yeah ma'am, it's not so easy actually.
Yeah.
It is a moderate to difficult only, because see most of the students are, they are knowing the topic.
Yes sir.
But the thing is they need to know how to manage the time in the exam.
Yeah, of course.
So they are,
the paper is very lengthy, no sir?
yes, that is a main issue with the question paper.
Yeah. If we see in a more keen way, that
Yeah.
paper is very tough than NEET actually.
Yeah,
Right, sir?
yeah.
Yeah.
So guys, you can continue with the botany, then you will be having zoology.
Yes. If we have to discuss, the botany paper, it is of course lengthy, a bit lengthy paper only, little difficult also. It is not that easy. It is up to moderate level. Okay, we cannot say it much difficult also. It is up to moderate level. So if we see EAPCET 2025, that is botany paper, the very first question if we look into, how many times the diploid number of chromosomes? Most of the application type question you have got actually. Application based questions, you know the theory very well, but I think when you are applying the concept, it has went somewhere wrong. Okay, how many times diploid number of chromosome of ophioglasm, which is the largest one, is more than the haploid number of chromosomes of Zeamase, that is maize. Haploid number of chromosomes, how many it is ma? 10 chromosomes, right? 10 chromosomes are the haploid set of chromosomes. And ophioglasm, how many times it is more than this he is asking. Ophioglasm has 1260 chromosomes, 1260 chromosomes. If we have to take like how many times this is more than this, then 1260 by 10 will give you 126. So it is 126 greater when compared to the haploid set of chromosomes of maize. Okay, this is how you have to do. You know the chromosome number of this ophioglasm, haploid chromosome number of maize, but I think most of them have confused on how to tackle this more than of Zeamase. It is as simple as this beta, just 1260 by 10, that will give you that this ophioglasm number of chromosomes are 126 times more than this. Next, leaf tendrils and foliar stipules are found in this plant. This is from Morphology of Flowering Plants, that leaf tendrils modification. Immediately if you see leaf tendrils, okay, that are raised from the axillary bud of Pisum sativum. Okay, leaf tendrils from axillary buds of Pisum sativum. Next, here if you see assertion reason type of question, assertion reason type of question, again from morphology of flowering plants, taking monocot seed or dicot seed under consideration. Hilum is a scar on the seed. If you take a dicot seed like this, dicot seed, you can see hilum as a scar on the seed coat. True. Through hilum, the developing seeds were attached to the fruit. True. Through hilum only developed seeds are attached to the fruit. So yes, here if we see assertion and reason are true, and reason is explaining the role of assertion. Reason is explaining the role of assertion. So it is A and R are true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. This is how you have to tackle, Nana, whenever you see assertion reason question, whether reason is explaining assertion or not. Once you check into if both the statements are true, then you can easily decode it. Okay, and then if you see, yeah, this is from molecular basis of inheritance, a symbol statement. Okay, chemical nature of primers of DNA and RNA. Okay, chemical nature of DNA of primers. It is of course DNA or RNA, that is a polynucleotide chain. Okay, DNA or RNA is what? Polynucleotide chain. So of course here in this examples, if you see options, they are not polypeptides, they are not oligosaccharides, they are not disaccharides. Of course it is oligonucleotides. Option 1 is the correct answer. And next if you see, yeah, this is statement based question. This has appeared in either previous NEET or NCERT question. This question is definitely there. I have discussed this question in our PYQ sessions. Okay, so this question, first option, where lecithin is a glycolipid, wrong. Lecithin is a phospholipid. Okay, lecithin is a phospholipid. Fine. And saturated fatty acids possess C double bond C, wrong. Unsaturated fatty acids will possess C double bond C. Saturated fatty acids will possess single bond between carbon and carbon. Gingerly oil has low melting point, hence it remains oil in the winter. True, of course this is right. Lipids are generally water soluble. True, exactly. Next, fatty acids esterified with glycerol forms monoglycerides. Of course this is also correct. So option 1 is the correct answer, Nana, that is 3, 4 and 5. And then if we look into, yes, here tabulated form is given from principles of inheritance, that is genetics. It is very simple and easy. Just look into, first is codominance. Here phenotypic ratio and genotypic ratio are given. We all know, right, genotypic ratio and phenotypic ratio of codominance and incomplete dominance will be same, that is 1:2:1 and 1:2:1. When it comes to incomplete dominance, it is not 3:1 beta phenotypic ratio, that is 1:2:1. And then monohybrid test cross ratio, always it will be 1:1 both genotype and phenotype. This is also true. When you look into dihybrid test cross, it is not 9:3:3:1 in the phenotypic ratio. It is in the phenotypic ratio also 1:1:1:1. Okay, 1:1:1:1. Okay, so here what are the two correct combinations we have to pick? Two correct combinations, they are 1 and 3. 1 and 3 are the two correct combinations, beta. Next if you see, yeah, identify the correct parts of leaf modifications of picture plant in the list 1 and list 2. Okay, in picture plant if we see, okay, stipules are there, petiole will be there, each of them is modified. The lamina of the leaf is modified into picture. The lamina of the leaf is modified to picture. This is the picture. Lamina of the leaf is modified. Lower part of the petiole is modified to phyllodes. Lower part of the petiole is modified to phyllodes. And then upper part of the petiole is modified to tendril. Okay, upper part of the petiole is modified to tendril. And then leaf tip is modified to the lid. This is the lid. Once it captures the insects, then the lid will be closed. Okay, so here lamina is modified to picture, lower part of the petiole modified to fill load and upper part of the petiole modified to tendril and leaf tip is modified to the lid. Okay, so here the option will be option 4. And then if you see beta, yeah, enzymes that catalyze the removal of groups from substrates by mechanism other than the hydrolysis leaving double bonds, okay, other than hydrolysis leaving double bond. Always do remember, out of 6 classes of enzymes, removal of groups other than hydrogen, always removal is given, means that should come to your mind, that is lyases. That is what ma? Lyases. The enzyme is about lyases, okay. So that is option 3. And then if you see zygomorphic flowers showing imbricate aestivation. First recall, definitely I said you, like from aestivation or placentation we will have a question for sure, either in NEET or MCET, okay. Examples though definitely they will ask. So here zygomorphic flowers showing imbricate aestivation he is asking. Imbricate aestivation means sepals and petals will overlap one another in a not orderly manner, okay. Overlap of sepals and petals in not orderly fashion is called as what? Imbricate aestivation. The best examples are Cassia and Gulmour. This is the example. Cassia and Gulmour, that is option 4. And then if we see, yeah, this is again from principles of inheritance, very easy application question mark, okay. In hibiscus flower, red color is dominant over white color. When the heterozygous red flower, that is capital R small r, heterozygous red flower were crossed with white flowers, okay, were crossed with white flowers, out of 192 offsprings were produced. Oh, on total how many offsprings, Nana? 192 offsprings are produced. Exact Mendelian ratio was obtained, then the number of phenotype ratio between red and white flowers in F1 generation he is asking. Normally when 2 plants are crossed, how many offsprings we will get beta? Capital R small r, capital R small r, small r, small r, small r, small r. That is total red combination will be 2 and white also will be 2, okay. So out of 4 offsprings, if we get 2 red color flowers, out of 192 offsprings, how many red flowers we will get? First we will find out this. This is how you have to apply, okay. So 192 into 2 by 4. If you do that, the answer you will get is 96. The answer you will get is 96. 96 red and 96 white flowers will be there. So just by looking into it also you can answer, because it is a test cross, okay. It is a test cross, that is 96 is to 96 will be the answer. And next if you see, Nana, next, yeah, this is also a tabulated form, okay, from plant growth regulators specially, okay. We have to look into the correct combinations over here beta. So that first is apical dominance. Apical dominance is promoted by auxin and the negative role of apical dominance is cytokinin. And then seed germination is promoted by gibberellic acid, not ethylene, wrong. Next, seed dormancy, just a second. Seed germination, of course it is promoted by gibberellins, but in rice plants, okay, in rice fields especially, seed germination is also promoted by ethylene, okay, and it is inhibited by abscisic acid. Seed dormancy, positive role is ABA and negative role is ethylene, true. Senescence is promoted by abscisic acid and inhibited by gibberellins. If you clearly look into, okay, of course might be few people have got confused over here, where gibberellic acid will promote seed germination, but after gibberellic acid in this plant growth regulators, that is ethylene which is promoting seed germination beta. Keep that in your mind, okay. So here if you look into the correct combinations, it is option 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the 4 statements are correct only. And then if you see, this is from Kelvin cycle, Nana, Kelvin cycle of plant physiology again. So here first A is there, okay, carboxylation reaction. Here carbon dioxide is primarily accepted by 5 carbon compound, that is ribulose bisphosphate, which is 5 carbon compound. Then after carboxylation what happens? Two molecules of phosphoglyceric acid is formed, 2 molecules of phosphoglyceric acid, and then this is modified to 2 molecules of phosphoglyceric acid is reduced to 2 molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. From this 2 molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, 1 molecule of carbon or 1 carbon is escaping the cycle for the formation of glucose, 1 more carbon is regenerated as RUBP. Okay? This step is called as regeneration. So here immediately A you have to take it as carboxylation is given here only, carbon dioxide is accepted by RUBP. Okay, got it. Next, after carboxylation 2 molecules of phosphoglyceraldehyde is formed, and here if you see regeneration term is not given under C. So, this is regeneration which is producing RUBP. It is as simple as it is, no better, direct diagram from the textbook. Okay. So, that is option 4. And next if you see study of A, B, C equations given below and identify the correct match. Okay. Glucose, NAD plus NAD, ADP and inorganic phosphate will form 2 molecules of pyruvic acid, ATP, NADH and H plus ions. So, here 1 molecule of glucose is incompletely oxidized or partially oxidized into what, Nana? 2 molecules of phosphoglyceric acid, 2 molecules of pyruvic acid, that is the first step is glycolysis. And this pyruvic acid next enter into the mitochondrial matrix, it will conduct TCA cycle or Krebs cycle. Okay. And then pyruvate into acetyl into ethanol and carbon dioxide. Okay. Pyruvate, if it is converting to ethanol and carbon dioxide, definitely that is what, Nana? Alcoholic fermentation. That is what? Alcoholic fermentation, which takes place in cytoplasm. That takes place in cytoplasm, which is option A is the correct answer here. So, yes, glycolysis is the first thing, second is Krebs cycle and third is alcoholic fermentation. And then if you see mycoplasma causes, the question is about mycoplasma. Mycoplasma causes X disease in plants. In plants it will cause witch's broom disease, and in animals, especially in the cattle, if you see, that is pleuropneumonia. That is why we will also call it as PPLO, pleuropneumonia like organisms, right. So, this will be the correct answer. So, immediately after looking into the key, first thing I will say to all the students is, don't get so much disappointed beta, don't get so much disappointed at all. Your life is not going to end after EAMCET or NEET, okay. Life is so much to see. So, this is just an exam, look it as exam, okay. If this is really important to you, give one more attempt, or else there are many other ways also. World is wide to give you so many opportunities, Nana. World is wide to give you so many opportunities, need not to get disappointed or disheartened anywhere. If you want to give one more attempt, look into all your mistakes more keenly and correct this time. No, you will get a better opportunity from this, go for it. But then don't take anything to heart. That is the only suggestion that I can give you as a teacher, okay. So, next question if you see, coming back to the concept, next question if you see, identify the wrong statement from the following, okay. Identify the wrong statement. This is from molecular basis of inheritance, Nana. DNA polymerase has capability of catalyzing the process of elongation of polypeptide chain. The entire statement is correct only, but this is not a polypeptide chain, that is a polynucleotide chain, that is a polynucleotide chain. So, this is wrong, first statement is wrong. Next, splicing, in splicing introns are removed and exons are joined, true. Next, in capping, methyl guanosine is added to 5' end of mRNA, okay. Methyl guanosine is added to 5 prime of mRNA, that is also correct. And then tailing, in tailing adenyl residues are added over the 3 prime end, not 5 prime end. So this is also wrong. Same type of question is appeared in the NEET, but little pattern is different, but same type. Okay. So yes, here the option 4 is correct, nanas. 1 and 4 is correct. And next, if you see, just a second, the question is about identify the wrong statement, wrong statements, right. So the right statements are 2 and 3. When 2 and 3 are right statements, you have to identify wrong, that is 1 and 4. Whenever statement based questions, I always told you, you have to look into whether the statement is right or wrong, then you can get into it. Okay. Whether he is asking you for a right statement or wrong statement, that patience should be there when you are choosing the question, then you can go with the correct answer, Nana. And next, if you see, this is from basic discoveries. Okay. Science of botany, one chapter is there, no, this is from that area only. So here if you see Theophrastus from artificial system of classification, from kingdom systems of classification of plant kingdom. Okay. Theophrastus and Linnaeus, they both gave the artificial system of classification. Theophrastus has proposed it in a book, that is Historia Plantarum. Okay. And Linnaeus artificial system of classification, that is documented in Species Plantarum. And then Bentham and Hooker, okay, Bentham and Hooker, natural system of classification, wherein that is documented in Genera Plantarum. And then Hutchinson, okay, this has Hutchinson gave phylogenetic system of classification. Hutchinson, Taktajan, all these scientists gave phylogenetic system of classification, which gives us the families of the flowering plant, okay, which is included in classification of families of flowering plants. So here what is the right answer, ma? Option 4 here. Okay. 1, D and W, that you have to choose. Next 2, C and X, and then 3, B and Y, and then 4, A and Z. Okay. This is the pattern. See, of course you remember all the things, but then choosing the option is a difficult task, which is time taking. Okay. That is what I said. Okay. Very lengthy paper, it takes time. You have to look into the question paper so keenly, then only you can answer. This is from modification, special types of inflorescence. This is from special types of inflorescence from morphology of flowering plants, Nana. Okay. Verticelaster, of course it belongs to Lamiaceae, correct. Leucus, correct, second example. But then if you look into character, verticelaster is formed because of 2 opposite signs. Okay, 2 opposite sign. It is a type of cymose inflorescence which is formed by 2 opposite signs, not single monocacial sign. This is wrong, Nana. Next, Cyathium, if you see, from the family Euphorbiaceae, of the example Euphorbia, true. Bisexual flowers are arranged in cymose fashion, wrong. Bisexual flowers you cannot see here. Next, Hypanthodium, if you see, of Moraceae family, ficus, male, female and gall flowers are present, true. So here if you see, option 1 and 2 are wrong, 1 and 2 are wrong. And next question if you see, yeah, this is from again principles of inheritance of point mutation, that is sickle cell anemia, which is read under autosomal recessive disorder of Mendelian disorders. So here the disease sickle cell anemia is caused by substitution of glutamic acid by valine. Okay, substitution of what, Nana? Glutamic acid by valine in what chain? In beta chain, in beta globulin chain of hemoglobin molecule, in beta globulin chain of hemoglobin molecule. Here the right answer is option 3. Okay, glutamic acid is substituted by valine by in which globulin chain? In which globin chain? That is beta globin chain of RBC. And then if you see, assertion, water uptake by root hairs. Okay, transport in plants chapter from plant physiology, Water uptake by root hairs from soil occurs through osmosis, 100% correct statement. Next, Casparian stripes are present in the endodermis. These are suberized, true. The radial and tangential walls of the endodermis are suberized or with Casparian stripes. Both the statements are true, but reason is nowhere explaining why water is taken by the process osmosis. That reason is not explaining the assertion. So, in this case what we have to choose, Nana, both A and R are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. So, here next question if we take, yeah, among the following acidic amino acid and basic amino acid and neutral amino acids he is asking us to find out. Okay, acidic to glutamic acid, basic valine and neutral amino acid valine. All the 20 amino acids, their polarity, their pH level, their acidic, basic or neutral should be in your mind. Okay, if you are writing EAMCET and NEET, so definitely all the 20 amino acids should be in your mind. Okay, and next, yeah, this is from Cry2AB and Cry1AB produce toxins that control. Especially this is direct line from your textbook only. Cry2AB and Cry1AB, they produce toxins that will control the diseases cotton bollworms and corn borer. Okay, these diseases they will control. Okay, and then if you see here, cyanobacteria, that is blue green algae fixing atmospheric nitrogen. They will fix the atmospheric nitrogen. They are, what are the cyanobacteria present over here? Oscillatoria and Anabina, this is a BGA, blue green algae. Here nostoc is BGA, here Acetobacter is BGA. These two are not that. Next, if you see fourth option, that is nostoc and Oscillatoria, both come under blue green algae. So, here what we have to take, Nana? Option 1 and option 4, that is first option. Both of them are cyanobacteria fixing atmospheric nitrogen. And then if we see, yeah, given figure represents termination process of transcription in bacteria, identify A, B, C. Of course, after termination process, the released strand is what? mRNA. So, A is mRNA, then RNA polymerase is pulled out by the factor that is Rho factor, okay, by Rho factor, and this is what, Nana? This is RNA polymerase. This is RNA polymerase. So, if you clearly see, first is this A is RNA, B is RNA polymerase and C is Rho factor, that is option 4. And next if you see, study of the following table showing different organisms with taxonomic categories. This is from diversity of living organisms. So, if you see, first man of the family Hominidae, primata is the order Mammalia. Of course, the division is chordates. They come under chordate of kingdom Animalia. So, here A will be chordata. And then housefly, housefly of what family? Muscidae family, okay, of Muscidae family. Order Diptera, insecta class, Arthropoda is the phylum. Next, mango, Anacardiaceae family of the order Sapindales, class is Dicotyledonnae and the phylum or the division is Spermatophyta. Wheat Poaceae of the order Poales, belongs to the class Monocotyledonnae and the phylum is Spermatophyta. So, here all the 4 comes under option 1, all the 4 comes under the option 1. And next if you see, yeah, in messenger RNA molecule untranslated regions are present where? Okay, in messenger RNA means one transcript if you see from promoter, structural gene and terminator, promoter, structural gene and terminator from 5 prime to 3 prime. The start codons before the promoter region, 5 prime end before the start codon and 3 prime end after the termination region, those are untranslated regions. Okay, what are they? 5 prime end before the start codon and 3 prime end after the stop codon, those regions are what? Untranslated regions. So that is option 4. Next question, if you look into the fragment of TMV, tobacco mosaic virus, this is, I think this you felt little difficulty, but this is simple only ma. The same way like how we are calculating the length of DNA, the same formula, same type is applicable here also. The fragment of TMV particle having 710 capsomeres would have a length of, he is asking us the total length of the capsomeres, and this we can get by number of capsomeres into length of a single capsomere, okay, length of a single capsomere, that is 0.14. The total number of capsomeres is 710, that into 0.14 around that approximately, that will give rise to 100 nanometers of this, okay, that will give rise to 100 nanometers of this. This is how you have to find out the length, okay, if we have to extract the length of this. And next, if we see from strategies of plant production, from that area we got one question, that is Parbhani Kranti is variety of A shows resistance to B disease. A and B serially are, okay, what are A and B? Okay, the variety of this Parbhani Kranti is a variety of Abelmoschus esculentus, that is lady's finger, right? Okay, this shows resistance to yellow mosaic virus. So here the answer is option 2. And next, if you see, match the following and choose the correct option of list 1 and list 2. Molecular oxygen, this is from electron transport system from respiration only. Molecular oxygen, if you see, molecular oxygen will accept hydrogen also because it has to form water molecule, okay, accepting, as it is the final electron acceptor, it is accepting protons also from mitochondrial matrix. So molecular oxygen is accepting hydrogen acceptor also, okay. So that is hydrogen acceptor for the formation of water molecule. Next, electron acceptor is by cytochrome C, which is a mobile electron carrier in ETS. Next, connecting link by acetyl CoA, which connects the glycolysis and Krebs cycle. Then decarboxylation reaction, at the step like where alpha ketoglutaric acid is turned to succinyl CoA, fine, in TCA cycle, decarboxylation reaction, where 5 carbon alpha ketoglutaric acid, 4 carbon succinyl CoA. So here what will be your answer, Nana? Option 1. And then if you see, yeah, which of the following statements are correct about viroids? Viroids you have to remember in what way? Only RNA molecule, only RNA strand will be there without any protein code discovered by Theodiner, right? So here viroids, the correct statement with respect to viroids is they have free RNA without any protein code. They have free RNA without any protein code. If it is prion, the question is about prion, those are abnormally folded proteins. Okay, if it is about prions, those are abnormally folded proteins. And then if you see, based on the number of cohorts are nothing but the similar orders, okay, cohorts are nothing but similar orders. Arrange the following series in the descending order in the form of cohorts. Thalamiflorae will have 6 cohorts, this having 5, this having 4 and this having 3 cohorts. As such, we have followed the descending pattern of the arrangement according to cohorts. Next, this is from again biomolecules, okay, where the structure is given and they asked us the molecule. The structural formula given below is and identify the compound or substance related to it. Of course, this is the cholesterol which is the component of cell membrane. Just 5% of the cell membrane will have this cholesterol, just 5% beta. Okay, just 5% of the membrane will be having the cholesterol component. Okay. And then if you look into several fungi and plantae, the bisexual condition is denoted by, always remember bisexual means monoecious and homothallic. Homothallic also we will call it as. Okay. Heterothallic, dioecious or unisexual, these are synonyms. Okay. Remember all the time, heterothallic, dioecious or unisexual, these are synonyms. Bisexual, monoecious and homothallic, these are the synonyms, which is the correct answer is option 3. And then if you see, Nana, identify sclerenchymatous parts. This is from anatomy of flowering plants, where is identify the sclerenchymatous structures given below related to dicot and monocot stems. Pericycle in young dicot stem, pericycle in the young dicot stem is sclerenchymatous, true. Hypodermis in monocot stem is also sclerenchymatous, correct. Vascular bundle sheath in the monocot stem, endodermis in dicot stem, it is not sclerenchymatous. Endodermis in dicot stem has what? Starchy sheath. It has starchy sheath. Okay. So, this the correct answer is option 4. And then if you see, okay, list 1 and list 2, this is from plant kingdom. Okay. 3 lists have given, we have to correlate them. Salvinia, Selaginella and Salvinia are having heterosporous condition, right? They are having heterosporous condition and they have contact with water, true. They have contact with water because they are pteridophytes. Okay. Pteridophytes, first vascular cryptogams. So, it is 1, D and W. And then hydrilla. Okay. Hydrilla have contact only with water. They have contact only with water because it is a hydrophyte. Okay. And it has only xylem activity. Asparagus, which has fibrous roots, wherein this is a succulent root and it is also an example for cladophyll. And then pistia and echarnia, they do not have contact with soil and they have balancing roots. At each node you can see tuft of roots, okay, tuft of roots and rosette of leaves. Okay, pistia and echarnia, they will have tuft of roots and rosette of leaves. Okay, that is option 4. Fine. And then identify the correctly matched pairs. Correctly matched pairs, I said, you know, in all the sessions where I have discussed you about the PYQs from cell biology or cell biology concepts might be, I have told you that you will get definitely a question from the first 5 substages of prophase 1. So, here liptotin, no, synapses is not formed in the liptotin, synapses is formed in the zygotin. Zygotin pairing of homologous chromosomes takes place, that is correct only. Next, packetine crossing over occurs, here does not occur, it is given wrong. Diplotin nuclear membrane dissolves, wrong, nuclear membrane dissolves in the last phase of the prophase 1. Diakinesis terminalization of chiasmata, true. Okay, diakinesis terminalization of chiasmata, that is true. So, here if you see both B and E are correctly matched pairs. So, option 4 is correct. This is very simple, right? And next, if you see, ubiquinon is mobile electron carrier between. Okay. See, you have got 2 questions from electron transport system. Electron transport system, you have got 2 questions. So, here in the inner mitochondrial membrane, if you see, first is complex 1, that is NADH dehydrogenase. Next, that is complex 2, that is succinate dehydrogenase. Complex 3, that is cytochrome BC complex, and complex 4, that is cytochrome C oxidase. So, here if you clearly see, Nana, option 2 will be the correct answer, wherein complex 1 and ubiquinon mobile electron carrier will be in between. complex 1 and complex 3 and complex 2 and complex 3. So, here if you see clearly, it is in between complex 1 and complex 3 and complex 2 and complex 3, both statement 1 and 2 are correct. And then development of an embryo from an unfertilized egg cell is called as parthenogenesis. That is parthenogenesis, which comes under apomixis only. The development of embryo without fertilization of the egg is parthenogenesis. Producing of fruit without a seed, that is producing of fruit without seed. Fruit without seed is parthenocarpy, but this is parthenogenesis. And then if you see oxygenation activity of Rubisco in photorespiration will form, it will form one molecule of 3 carbon compound, one molecule of 3 carbon compound and one molecule of 2 carbon compound. So, here the right answer is option 2, Nana. The very first step, that is accepting oxygen by RUBP by the enzyme Rubisco, where Rubisco will does the oxygenation activity here, which leads to the formation of one molecule of phosphoglyceric acid and one molecule of phosphoglycolate. So, here the option will be option 2. And then here if you see cell wall contains algin, okay, cell wall contains algin. This is of brown algae, that is laminaria, and then cell wall with polysulfate esters is Polysiphonia, option 3. Cell wall with chitin for fungi, that is Neurospora, which comes under Ascomycetes. Cell wall with murin is of eubacteria. So, if you see the correct option A4, B3, C2 and D1, that is option 1. And next if you see assertion and reasoning type again. In human beings, Y-linked genes of non-homologous part are called as Hollandric genes. True. Y chromosome is present only in males. Both the statements are true and this is the correct explanation of A. So, this is option 3. And next, study the following and choose the correct statement. Again, correct statement is asked from genetic disorders. Okay. So, hemophilia A and hemophilia B are X-linked disorders due to recessive genes. Yes, they are X-linked recessive disorders, hemophilia and color blindness. Next question, if you see sickle cell anemia is caused by point mutation, where glutamic acid is substituted at position 6 by valine. So, this is wrong. They have exchanged the amino acids. Next, protonophia is red color blindness, true. And next, phenylketonuria is an allosomal metabolic genetic disorder, wrong. Phenylketonuria is autosomal recessive disorder, So, here the answer is, correct answer is option 1. With this, the complete discussion of botany is done, So, at the end I would like to say only one point to you, be it NEET or NCERT, looking at the tentative keys, you do not get disheartened or disappointed at all. Life is not going to end after your NCERT or NEET examination. World is wide to give you whole lot of opportunities and you will excel wherever you go if you work hard. Okay. So, do not get disheartened or do not take anything to heart, beta. Just learn all the time, keep moving and keep exploring the subject all the time, fine, and keep growing also. Now, I welcome Zoology sir. Sir, please explain the physics concept as well. You have to download it. Yeah. So, yes sir, how was the zoology paper this time, NCERT paper?
It is actually moderate. Some questions are too tough and some questions are too easy.
Yeah.
Most of the 50% questions are moderate.
Yeah.
Okay. As you know, I think you guys, I hope it is good for you. This is the question paper. Thank you.
Yes.
Not this actually. Yeah, this is the paper. I'm going to explain the whole questions, and you guys focus it. Yeah, you have to focus it. Yeah, these are the questions. Yeah, if come to the first question, just look at this. It is the match the following question. Where can the match the following questions if come? This is the just easy, guys. If you don't know similar type of matching, some if you know at least 1, 2 are, it is good for you. Yeah, this is the match the following. Cerebrum. Okay, cerebrum is the part of forebrain. Okay, what are the functions of the cerebrum? And hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is the part which is diencephalon. Forebrain has 2 parts, which is cerebrum and diencephalon. Okay, diencephalon is the thalamus, hypothalamus and epithalamus. And superior calculi, this is located at midbrain. And pons veruli, this is the part which is hindbrain. Okay, if come to this, just look into, my dears, just look into this. It is cerebrum. Cerebrum actually used for the memory and communication. Superior calculi, it is about the vision. Inferior calculi, it is about lesion, and superior calculi, it is the cell bodies are located in the midbrain. They can function at superior calculi and inferior calculi. Okay, the cell bodies in the central nervous system we can call nucleus. That is the nucleus as inferior calculi and superior calculi. That will be inferior calculi is about the hearing and superior calculi is the vision. Okay, my dears, just look into this. Pons verily, it is the hindbrain, the part which is the emergency situation, has breathing, heartbeat and digestion. These conditions, these functions are undertaken by the hindbrain. Hindbrain has 2 parts, which is pons and medulla. Okay, medulla as the rhythm city, there is a emergency conditions going to take place, medulla. This is the pneumotoxic center. It is the respiratory center is located at pons. Okay, yeah, we will go into deep analysis. If this, I am going to give you, no worries. First, cerebrum at the mid part of the cerebrum. This part especially forelimb. Okay, this is useful for the memory and communication. And if come to this, after forebrain, this is the midbrain. Midbrain as this is the superior calculi and 2 are the inferior calculi. Superior calculi especially for the vision. After that, this is hypothalamus, where the located, this is the forebrain as third ventricle. Okay, third ventricle is the part, the below the third ventricle, this is the hypothalamus. This is the most important part of hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is about, they can regulate the thermoregulatory part is the hypothalamus, thermoregulatory. And okay, cerebrum and inferior and pons veruli. Guys, just look into this. Cerebrum is about second, mean A is the second. A is the second, only this. A is the second and A is the second. B is hypothalamus, which is thermoregulation. B is the 4. B is the 4. Only these 2, A is the 2 and B is the 4. This is the answer. Very simple. This is the answer of the match the following. Next question. Yeah. Next question. The following parts of the alimentary canal of cockroach. Alimentary canal, of course, first is the mouth, and after that esophagus, after that where the food enter into the esophagus, there is a crop that can be stored the food, stored the food, which is stored the food, they can grind the food here, this is gizzard. After that there is a midgut, nothing but it is like a intestine, midgut, it is for the absorption, small intestine, midgut is the small intestine for the absorption. There is no chitinous layer in the midgut, there is a chitinous layer in the foregut and hindgut, there is a chitinous layer, but if come to the midgut, the midgut walls, they do not have chitinous layer, that is why the food which is grind in the gizzard, that can be absorbed in the midgut. Okay? There is a place between the midgut and foregut, there is a place which is like a liver, they can produce the secretions, this is we can call hepatic CK, 6 to 8, or the hepatic CK is there between the foregut and midgut. From the midgut to hindgut, there are like tubes, there is a excretory tubes, 100 to 150 is Malpighian tubes, which is the food which is absorbed the waste production, which is the uric acid, they can eliminate through this Malpighian tubes. Okay? Here you have to understand first is esophagus. If come to this, there is no mouth, first is esophagus. Arrange them in the correct sequence, first is esophagus. So, 7th is the first one, obviously. Next, after esophagus, crop. Okay? Crop, third one is the crop. After that gizzard, immediately crop is the gizzard, fourth one. After that, fourth one. After that, second one, mesenteron. Mesenteron is there in the midgut, mesenteron. Okay? After that, yeah, fifth one, fifth is the ileum. This is the small intestine in the midgut. After that, one is the colon, is the large intestine, and finally sixth one is the rectum, is the final end part of this digestive system. This is very simple if you know the digestive system of cockroach. Okay? It is the chapter structural organization, my dears. Yes. Next question. This is actually important question from the chapter evolution. Just look into this. The golden age of the reptiles. Golden age of the reptiles. Here, Cenozoic era. Era mean it is the period, long period, mean there are millions of years we can call era. Era. Just look into this. This is the era, this is the period and the dates. This is the order. First eon and era and period and dates. Here Cenozoic era. Era Cenozoic is about the development of the mammals. Development of the mammals. Here they did ask about reptiles. This is the geological time scale. Geological time scale is the most important topic in the evolution, where the evolution system is developed. First, Cenozoic era, there is a mammals developed, not about reptiles. And Paleozoic, paleo mean old, okay? Paleozoic mean, paleo mean old, first old, mean here Cambrian, Ordovician and Silurian are the periods in the Paleozoic. That is the period there is a existence of life, first plants and marine biodiversity and first jaw fishes and vascular plants are developed in the Paleozoic. Paleo mean it is the old. Old is the first life started in the water. There is a vascular plants and insects and fishes like, okay, jaw fishes they developed. After that, Mesozoic era. Mesozoic era, this is the Mesozoic era. After that, frogs and fishes. After that, evolution, there is a chance to the reptiles. From the reptiles, there is a chance birds and mammals. Birds and mammals are there in the Cenozoic. So, Mesozoic era, they produce Triassic period, Jurassic period and Cretaceous period. Triassic period is the dinosaurs and mammals. Dinosaur nothing but there is a reptiles. The age of dinosaurs, mean this is the Mesozoic era is the reptiles. They developed reptiles. Okay, this is the three periods which is Triassic, Jurassic and Cretaceous. Okay, Precambrian era. Precambrian era is the first era which is, okay. Guys, you have to come across many times this table, guys. There is a question coming from this table. It is the geological time scale. Next question. Just look into this. The study of animal behavior. The study of animal behavior. Most important study we can call ethology. We can call ethology. This is the straightforward question. There is no need of explanation. This is the name. The study of study of animal behavior we can call ethology. Yeah, they can ask you one or two questions, either scientist name or the part of the study name they can ask you, okay, in the any question paper. Guys, just look into this. The cells of hypodermis is believed in secrets of wax in the cockroach. Cockroach question. This is also one of the cockroach question. This is the enocytes. Enocytes, they can produce wax. Enocytes are the specialized tissue. Just look into this. Enocytes are the specialized, they can secrete the cells found in the beneath of the epidermis. Below the epidermis, there is a specialized secretory cells. They can particularly in the abdominal tergins and sternites. Guys, what is the tergum and sternites? These are the sclerites. Sclerites we can call abdomen segment. This is the tergum, the upper part of the plate we can call tergum. These are the sclerites, nothing but plates. This is the sternum. Sternum, dorsal part is a sternum, ventral part is the tergum. In the where abdomen, in the abdomen part, this tergum and sternum is connected by a layer we can call Ardovian layer. Layer we can call Ardovian layer. This is the most important, Ardovian layer. This is what stergum and sternum, these are the side wala is pleura. So, stergum and sternum, two pleura connected by Ardovian layer. Called exoskeleton. Exoskeleton in the cockroach. Here, henocytes or they can produce by the stergum and sternum of the abdomen part. Okay, wax they can produce. Next question. Yeah, the wave pattern of EEG in the people who are sleepy with closed eyes, what they can happen. Okay, here alpha waves, that is the wave alpha waves. This is the innovative question. Just look into here. The shift from the dominant alpha waves of the wakefulness slower, very slower wakefulness, higher in amplitude waves. This is the alpha waves, the direct question. Next question. Yes. Consider the following statement. Hypothalamus is the master control center of the endocrine system. Its secretions directly control the pituitary gland. Statement 1 and statement 2. What is this answer? Just look into this. This is the cerebrum. Cerebrum as lobe. Hypothalamus located at the third ventricle of the cerebrum. This is the third ventricle. Third ventricle, the below third ventricle location is hypothalamus. This is the mid part is the thalamus. And this is the upper part of the third ventricle is epithalamus. We can call it as pineal gland. Pineal gland. So just look into here. This is the hypothalamus. They can secrete hormones. They can secrete hormones. That is the hormones which are encourage the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland below hypothalamus there is a gland which is bilobed gland, we can call pituitary gland. So they can control the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland they can release the endocrine hormones, gonadotropin releasing hormone, and there is a follicle stimulating hormone, gonadotropin releasing hormone. Hypothalamus they can release to encourage the pituitary to release the FSH, LSH, LH and ACTH like these hormones. That is the hormones participate in the endocrine activity. So first statement is right. Second statement, the secretion of the hypothalamus they can influence the pituitary which is below the hypothalamus part, that is the pituitary gland, they can regulate it by the hypothalamus. Second statement also right. So both are true. R is the right explanation of A. This is the answer for this. Next question. Yeah. In the bone forms the posterior part of the most based the human cranium. Human cranium, such a bones are they are attached to the cartilage, white fibrous cartilage, they are immovable. So there are certain bones which is like cranial bones are parietal bones, sphenoid bone, temporal bone and occipital bone. Here they did ask about posterior part. Posterior part is this part is the posterior, this part is the anterior part. So just look into this. Anterior part are the three bones. Posterior part is the occipital bone is the posterior part in the human cranium. They can protect the brain. Actually, this skeletal system which is protect the brain. Okay, This is occipital bone is the posterior part. Okay, posterior part of the brain is the occipital bone. This is direct question from the skeletal system. Next question. My dear, these are all the very simple questions almost. Yeah, just look into this. Trypanoma gambiensis, these are the animal kingdom questions. Leishmania tropica, protozoan, and Leishmania donovani, and Wuchereria bancrofti, protozoan. Okay, yes. So here just look into this. A is 5. Trypanoma, direct questions. A is 5, which is African sleeping sickness. African sleeping sickness. B is 1. Okay, Tashkent ulcers. Leishmania. Leishmania donovani. C is 4. Is Kala Azar. This is important. Maybe every question is coming from. This is elephantiasis, as we know. These are the tropical diseases. This is the India is the tropical country. That's why they can give you one tropical disease. Okay, this is a question from this, very simple, and there is a direct question from this. Mesothelium is the body cavity. Body cavities are what? Body cavities. Body cavity is what? Body cavity is like, actually there are internal organs, surfaces of these organs, which is connected by a system, which is like any boundaries of these organs, boundaries of internal organs, or they are made up of with squamous epithelium tissue. Squamous epithelium tissue are useful for the filter diffusion boundaries, and filtration boundaries, so internal organs, especially there is a squamous epithelium, simple squamous epithelium. There is a one layer of the squamous epithelium tissue involved in the diffusion boundaries or filtration boundaries. Any endo, like just look into this mesothelium of the body cavities, mean internal organs. Okay, this is the question, is somewhat difficulty for you from the structural organization. Yes, just look into this. Yeah, Entamoeba histolytica is a cytozoic parasite. It lives in the mucosa and submucosa of the large intestine. Yeah, A is false and B is true. Of course, this is mucosa and submucosa of the intestine. Entamoeba histolytica, especially large intestine, they settled for their population increasing. Okay, Entamoeba histolytica not a cytozoic, ectoparasite, endoparasite. Okay, they are not in the tissue actually. This is the direct question. Yeah, next question. Yeah, in situ conservation method from the following. The conservation is to protect the endangered species. Protection of endangered species. These are the endangered species. What they, where they endangered mean in situ and ex situ. There are two places they can two methods, in situ conservation and ex situ conservation. Ex situ conservation, we can use the artificial methods in the labs or any gardens. But in situ conservation is the natural process, like sanctuaries, wildlife sanctuaries, like national parks. Okay. Here in situ conservation, it is nothing but wildlife sanctuary, it is the natural. And cryopreservation, no, cryopreservation is the place where is the minus temperature, we can protect their seeds or the like gametes like sperm or ova, we can protect in the minus temperature, minus 159, minus 196 is the place where the nitrogen, liquefied oxygen and hydrogen, liquidation of hydrogen, where the minus temperature we can protect their seeds, called cryopreservation, is not comes under the in situ conservation, that is ex situ. Sacred groves, of course this is the place suitable for the in situ conservation. Gene banks is the actually there is a place which is lab artificially, that is ex situ conservation, ex situ. And national parks, obviously in situ conservation, it is the actually natural method, national park. In vitro culture, this is also ex situ conservation. Okay. These are the very simple in the biodiversity chapter. Next question. The cells are capable to produce antibodies. As you know, antibodies who produce? B cells, okay, B lymphocytes, they can produce antibodies, they are involved in the humoral immunity. Okay. Yes, here just directly question, the types of cells are the B lymphocytes, the types of white blood cells that play a crucial role in the immune system, they produce antibody is B lymphocytes. Okay. Yes, direct question. And the next question, appendages are absent in this segment of the head of the cockroach. Yeah, of course 1 to 3 segments, there is a absent. Okay. This is the direct question. Next question. Yeah, this is also match the following question. Yeah, porifera, yeah, they did ask incorrect statement here, incorrect. Just observe this, either correct or incorrect. They can misguide you in the hurry of your tension. You might not observe this. Okay. Yes, porifera, nidaria, ctenophora and platyhelminthes. Yeah, platyhelminthes, flame cells, obviously right. Ctenophora, nidaria, stinging cells, nidaria is also exactly right answer. Porifera is loso cells and ctenophora is coenocytes. Porifera is the coenocytes, ctenophora is loso cells. This is, yeah, interexchange. Just look at this. Loso cells is also known as caulocytes or cauloblast cells. They are not found in the porifera actually. From the sponges they are not found. They specialized cells in the found in the phylum ctenophora. This is the answer. Specialized cells found in the sponges or the porifera, which is like coenocytes. Coenocytes is the porifera and ctenophora is the loso cells, that is interexchange. Okay. Remaining are the 2, 1 and 3 is the right here. 2 and 4 are the interexchange. No, 1 and 3 is the interexchange, 2 and 4 is the right answer. Here they did ask wrong answer, right? That's why. Yeah. Here look into this hormone question. Acromegaly. Acromegaly in the adults, there is a size increase, skeletal muscle is increased, that is in the condition of thyroxine. Obviously direct question. Diabetes insipidus, vasopressin. Cushing syndrome, cretinism. Cretinism is what? Cushing syndrome is what? Here A is 2, somatostatin. Acromegaly is somatostatin, A is 2. B is 4. Cretinism is, of course, thyroxine is hypothyroxine. Hypothyroxine leads to the cretinism. And diabetes insipidus is C is 1. C is 1. Vasopressin, as we know, diabetes mellitus, and diabetes insipidus is the vasopressin. And D is obviously 5 is cortisol. Cushing syndrome is the cortisol. This is the hormone, okay, chemical coordination. There is a direct question from here. Next. Yeah. The cellular organization, the cells are arranged loosely. Cell is arranged, they do not form the tissue. Of course, in the structural organization, cells, similar type of cells, they can group into to form with their intercellular matrix to form a new tissue. Group of similar type of cells with their along with their intercellular matrix to make the tissue actually. But here they loosely arranged, they did not form tissue. Mean there is a organization only cellular level. Cellular level organs are there. Before need area is the tissue level. So periphery is the cellular level organization. So here just look into this. The intercellular organization, the cells are arranged loose cells arrangement, they do not form the tissue, the functionally isolated, of course, okay. Tissue level is the need area, before that pila is periphery. Absence of sensory cells and nerve cells. Obviously, if there is no tissue, there is no nerve cells produced. First nerve cells is ganglionated circular nerves are produced in the nidarians. Before that, there is no nerve cells. Okay, if there is no nerve cells, there is no organs or the sensory organs. Okay, sensory cells. Okay, both A and R true. R is the correct explanation of A. Of course, if there is no organ, there is no organ system. There is no organ system in nerve cells. If there is no nerve cell, there is no sense organs. Okay, there is a cellular level organization only here. They do not form any system or any sense. Okay, this is what the right explanation of R. Next question. Biogenic law state that, yeah, which of the following you choose incorrect statement here. Incorrect statement is what? 1 and 4th is the incorrect here. Biogenic law state that the phylogeny repeats ontogeny. That is reversible, guys. My dears, this is reversible. Phylogenic repeats ontogeny. No, ontogeny repeats phylogeny. Reverse. If come to the 4th one, why it is wrong? The natural selection is the driving force of the evolution. No driving force. It is the natural selection is absolutely natural. No force. Natural, absolutely natural. Okay? Yeah. So suggests that the developmental of stages of an animal embryo, ontogeny, or the chronological replay of the evolutionary history, it is species of phylogeny, ontogeny to phylogeny. Okay, the phyla Annelida and Arthropoda is like peripatus is the connecting link in the Annelida and Arthropoda. This is also incorrect actually. Annelida and between the Annelida and mollusca is peripatus, but it is the phyla Annelida and Arthropoda is peripatus actually. Okay, yeah, we will come into this. Yeah, next question. Corpora quadrigemina, preen gland and temporal foci and Bieder's canals. Yeah, A is for corpora quadrigemina, of course midbrain. Midbrain is located in the only mammals. Yeah, preen gland is B1. Okay, it is in the they can produce the fluid which is the like sebum like fluid. Okay, in the birds only. Yeah, temporal foci, which is 5, the reptiles itself. Okay, Bieder's canal, D is 2 and 2 is amphibians. This is also animal kingdom 2 direct question. Next question. Yeah, hyaline cartilage pericardium is present except in the articular tissue. Just look into this. Except, this is wrong. Hyaline cartilage pericardium is present in the articular tissue, nose, ear, trachea. These are the hyaline cartilage is located at articular cartilage, that is nose, ear and trachea, these places. Okay, this is wrong answer, wrong statement. The matrix secreting in cartilage are chondrocytes, obviously right. One statement 1 is true, but statement 2 is false. No, this is key is wrong. Statement 1 is false, but statement 2 is right. Second one is correct answer. Okay. Next. Yeah. Observe the list of animals given below: earthworms, tracheal arthropods and land snails, hydra, bony fishes, reptiles, birds, mammals, amphibians. Among the above, ureotelism. Ureotelism means they produce urea as excretory product. Urea excretory product. So called ureotelism. Just look into this. Earthworms. Earthworms, they can produce urea, of course. Tracheal arthropods, they can produce uric acid. Insects, they can produce uric acid. Malpighian tubes are the excretory organs, they can produce uric acid. So ureotelism, trachea arthropod. And land snails also uric acid. Hydra also uric acid here. Bony fishes uric acid, bony fishes ammonia. Ammonia they can produce. Okay, land snails. And reptiles uric acid and birds uric acid. These are uricotelic. Mammals are urea they can produce from the kidneys. Amphibians also they can produce urea. Amphibians also they can produce urea. So first one is the answer. This is the excretor system in different phyla and different organs, they can produce different waste product. Next question. Yeah. Cydippsid larva is found in, mostly the larval is different in the ctenophora. Actually this is a direct question in the ctenophores. Next question. During the blood clotting, the stage is soluble, fibrin is found. Of course, from the fibrinogen is fibrin is found soluble. This is important. And factor 13 also released. This is the right answer. The factor 13 replaces the hydrogen bond present among the monomers is soluble fibrin. It is the covalent with the covalent bonds. Of course, right. A are true. R is not correct explanation of A. This is the blood clotting factors. This is the important mechanism of blood clotting. Okay. Fibrinogen converted into the fibrin. Okay. Yeah, there are many like equations are there, guys. You have to read it once. Yeah, just look into this question. Study the following, choose the correct sequence of regarding about histology of human uterus. Yeah, uterus mainly endometrium, myometrium and perimetrium. Okay, endometrium nothing but they are made up of with squamous epithelial tissue. Okay, yeah, epithelium tissue is endometrium. And myometrium, it is smooth muscles. And glandular layer, they can secrete the fluids. You can secrete a fluid and they can useful for the lubrication here, for the smooth handling of the implantation in the uterus. Yeah, this is third one is the answer. Yeah, perimetrium, myometrium and endometrium. Endometrium especially epithelium, smooth muscles. This is the next question. Just look into this. Hemophilia A and hemophilia B are the X-linked disorders due to the recessive genes. Okay, one is the right answer, X-linked, B and A is the X-linked disorders. Sickle cell anemia is caused a point mutation where the valine 6th position is replaced by glutamic acid. Yeah, is it correct answer? Second one, no. Interchange guys, here interchange. This where the valine 6th position replaced by glutamic acid. No, glutamic acid is replaced by valine. Glutamic acid is replaced by valine. Okay, yeah. And third, protonopia is red color blindness. This is the right answer. Okay, phenylketonuria in allosomal meiotic genetic disorder means sex linked, X linked or Y linked, they did ask, but it is not. Phenylketonuria is autosomal, not allosomal. Autosomal disorder. That is the deficiency of enzyme phenylalanine, that is PAH, phenylalanine hydroxylase enzyme of the deficiency that leads to this disease, phenylketonuria. Okay, this is autosomal disease, not allosomal, not X chromosome. Okay, yes. Yeah, transitional form between the fishes and amphibians is eustinophrin. Eustinophrin, naphthalene. Okay, this is the like connecting link between fishes and amphibians. Yeah, guys, these are the questions which is coming from EAPCET from this state. Okay, I hope you guys understand this analytical. NEET World is behind you everything to give you the best. Okay, if you have any queries, any doubts, you have to contact NEET World. Thank you.